Hey Yoda, Tenakoto, hello and welcome back to another episode of Thaumcraft 4.2 with Burntross. As you can see, we are right next to the Wisp Grinder, or what will soon become the Wisp Grinder. I've spent a lot of time here putting up some glass. I've probably spent about 12 stacks of glass, I want to say, on this guy, and we've still got a few holes left to fill in. That's probably going to be another 4 stacks at the most to get all that in. I just wanted to quickly mention also about the Wisp spawner. I don't think I made this quite clear in my last video, but these spawners behave exactly the same as your normal typical vanilla spawners, where the things can only spawn up to 4 blocks away from the spawner, and they won't spawn in high light levels. That's one of the main reasons that I went with glass at the time. But as I've been building this, it's sort of a couple of ideas did occur to me. Number one, I've got these giant holes here, so that basically means, and in addition to that, this thing will only work at night because, you know, we're getting sun at the moment. So that means that the monsters from outside can basically come in, and that leads to some bad results if you ask me. And basically the third thing, glass, just your bog standard glass without any dye, is probably one of the more ugly types of glass that there are. If I wanted to do this again, I'd probably have to come up and grab a silk touch pick and dye these white or dark grey or light grey, whichever of those ones has quite a low, I think the word is opacity. Yeah. So I think what I want to do with some sort of future design for this thing is probably to completely encapsulate it, put some more glass down here. I could probably do that, to be honest, and connect that up to my house so I don't have to worry about monsters, and I can still come out here. I may install some glowstone lamps so that I can approach the spawner without them on, but honestly, if I'm going to come up here, they may as well be on. So, why exactly am I going to all of the trouble to make this grinder? May I hear you ask, oh birdiness. Rephrase that sentence. So, there's 2 main reasons, and you guys already know one of them. Ethereal Essence drops from Wisps, and Ethereal Essence is a really good source of Aurum. Aurum is quite a rare aspect, so the more Aurum we can get, the better. But the second reason is that, as far as I've been able to tell, if we come, it's right here, I believe. Now, each of these, remember I showed you this little trick for finding out the types of aspects. There's only one aspect, I think, left since we discovered Mito last time. I don't know what it is, of course, and as far as I know, these guys drop every single type of aspect as an ethereal essence, so this is a potential way to learn the final aspect. So, yeah, I want to try and get this thing up and running. This grass right here hasn't grown. I've taken a look at the biome and it doesn't seem to be any different. But there is no grass growing right here. This grass is... it should have grown, but it hasn't. It's very odd. Alright then. Well, now it's time to head downstairs. Oh! And it's time to talk a little bit about the arcane boar. So I didn't get to show you guys last time, but I was trying to automate putting pickaxes inside of this slot here, and I had some pretty interesting results. You can put a hopper right here, and you can put something inside it, and it will actually go into this hole, regardless of whether or not it's a pickaxe, by the way. I could put a carrot in there if I wanted. I don't think, if I try to put that in there, no, it'll only accept pickaxes. But yeah, that's a little bit of an interesting way around that to get stuff in there using a hopper. But the thing about the hopper is that it regards this as slot number 1. So it's just not a very elegant solution to the problem, basically. And you guys have also been saying as well that a repair pickaxe inside here will actually repair itself over time. But I left my repair pickaxe in there on the 1 durability for a significant amount of time, and nada. So my theory is that if I want a repair pickaxe in there continually, I'm going to need to supply the arcane boar with a continuous supply of energized aura juice. energized node juice, so we're going to need to get the 5 other aspects in addition to this guy to power that up, just to even see if that works. If you guys already know if it works, do feel free to let me know. Another thing about the arcane boar is that I was originally planning to have a Silk Touch or Fortune Pick in there. Pretty much I'm thinking I'm going to abandon that plan, just mainly because those enchantments are quite expensive. And honestly, we've got a huge space to mine out here. We're not exactly going to be hurting for resources, even with a non-Silk Touch, non-Fortune Pick. I'd say that we're going to fill up on loot rather quickly. One final thing about the arcane boar, as you guys have obviously been able to tell by now, I have some Essentia tubes hooked up. I took a look in the Thaumonomicon again for the arcane boar. It's over here, and it talks about how 1 point of Perditio Essentia will speed the boar for the next 20 blocks mined. So I was quite interested in this, and so I was like, well, okay, I've got a Perditio jar right here, and this is hooked into the alchemical furnace, and this is hooked into my arcane boar. So this is sort of a very first, I guess, sort of very rough draft of a very basic Essentia tube network. The idea would be that you throw some cobble in here, because cobblestone is a cheap source of Perditio. You throw that in, that gets turned into Perditio, and this Perditio can further fuel this thing. Now that's all well and good, but at the moment this sort of system is not automatic. You could make this a whole lot better if, for example, you took some of the cobble that was coming out of the arcane alembic and you had a comparator right next to the water jar to detect when it's running low on Perditio, and then you could set off some sort of redstone reaction that would throw some cobble in here. Well, there's already cobble in there, hello. I guess I wanted to burn some at some point, but okay, it's in there. So yeah, in that way, you'd never run out of Perditio even though you're continually using it with the arcane boar. But enough chit-chat, it's time to see just how fast Perditio actually makes this thing. The lever is off. Let's go ahead and put all Repairy in there. Repairy. KT Repairy. I've got to resist, I'm sorry. We can't really see it too well from here. Well, I guess we can now. Yeah, that thing is moving way faster. Hello. It looks like we've hit some lava. And we're getting down to bedrock. Maybe some redstone in there. Let's have a look at what we're mining out. I've noticed with the arcane boar... Is it going in here? Did it slow down? What's going on? Oh, okay, it's not getting any vase. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and open that up. And that should now be supplying this with vase again. It's not going any faster now. I guess it must be almost out. Is it mining obsidian or something? What are you mining there, guy? What's the hold up? It shouldn't really be having any sort of hold up. It is getting supplied, right? I don't have my thing on me. But this is open. How much Perditio is there? I've got to get my armor back on so I can actually see this. 46, so it did go down a little bit. And now that has completely mined out this little hole here, which is really cool. It didn't look like we got anything cool, we just got a little bit of redstone out of that. Oh well. So anyway, that's kind of cool. We're all the way down to bedrock now. I guess all I really need to do is point it upwards. I did point it upwards for some testing earlier, and we've got a little bit of a hole there, but I can go ahead and point that up, and I can just reroute these Essentia tubes to come in under here. So they plug into this thing. I think they can go into the side. That might just save a few pipes. Right then, that was quite lengthy sort of look at the arcane boar. What I want to do today, for the main part of today, is... Where is it? It's under alchemy, of course. We want to work, of course, on the Thaumatorium. I think that's going to be quite a cool goal to... Just got to get our first impressions with it. Just get used to the magical world that is automated Essentia. I need to get my pickaxe out to pick the crucible back up. That's one downside of this pickaxe at the moment, it is the only pickaxe that I have that's any good around here. Just a general work pick, you know. Right, let's get this guy. Now, I've had a look in the Thaumaturge previously, Thaumonomicon, and you still need the heat source, so let's pick up our night ore. And I put the alchemical construct over here. I'm going to go ahead and take it out this way just for future purposes. And I guess we'll just leave that open. We're going to put it... Let's just buff this out a little bit. Yeah, we're going to try today just to as I said, just break it in, get used to it, learn the ropes, see what it needs, see what we need. And yeah, let's just throw it against this wall, just get a nice amount of space. Throw it right there. I want to get the placement sort of right. Okay. Night ore, and you can go underneath. And these two on top. I have plenty of Vis this time. Okay, it's charging up the wand. Okay, there we go. That's that guy made again. Did I scan this already? I did. Alright then. So you actually have to right click on this guy. Okay. Now, the Thaumonomicon says that this slot right here, in this slot, we're basically going to need coal. So I actually need to head over to these guys in order to get some coal, because my goal at the moment is to try and make some elementum. So let's pick up some coal, and I guess while we're here we'll just quickly pick up some other useful materials, like some Essentia tubing, the Essentia resonator. If you're working with Essentia tubes, you need the Essentia resonator. I should have had the Essentia resonator up, to be honest. Let's just quickly take a detour to show you that the suction on the arcane ball is 128 Perditio. Quite a lot more than the jars. Is there suction here, I wonder? No, there's no suction. But okay, let's see what happens if I throw a single piece of coal in there. It recognizes that one of the things that you can make, in fact the only thing you can make with coal, is elementum. Alright, and that's going to require 3 ignis, 3 Perditio, and 3 potentia as normal. And in order to get that, I think what we have to do is supply some Essentia. That seems to be the case. We have... Okay, we have up to 6 holes. And there's even a hole on top. Right, so I can actually... I wonder, is that a legit hole that I can use on top? I'm not sure. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is just something that's pretty straightforward. Let's just get down some jars. Well, actually, I probably shouldn't put these jars here. Let's just put this on this side too. Bring it down. Like so. And we'll prevent those connecting. What I'm going to do is just make basically 3 separate tube lines so that there's a dedicated supply of Essentia to this guy. And we can put this here as well. So that's going to need ignis, Perditio, and potentia. I have a reasonable amount of potentia here, so let's quickly grab that. Well, that's not too bad on the ignis, and I think this is my only jar of Perditio right now, so we'll quickly snag those. Sorry, Arcane Boar. Your nooses are not required at the moment, and the hole you've dug is finished anyway. Let's get these 3 down. They all connect up, and this should be good. Oh, okay, that's the order that they needed? I'm not quite sure exactly how that works. We're supplying everything. I've got potentia. Have I got the right aspects? Yes. I should have them. Do I have to... Oh, okay, I have to click it. I see. I see. And that's just bonked it on the ground because it says that it ejects it out the front! There you go. What on earth? Where did you come from? You must have like spawned somewhere around here. I don't think you would have come from down there. Okay, that was a pretty successful run. Oh. It has a little picture up here of what it's dedicated to. I see. I can turn that off by right clicking. I can... Oh, okay, I can just left, right click to select what this is. That's really nice. That is a really nice little thing right there. Okay, what I need to do now is get myself a chest. I have a few chests lying around, so I want to get those to see how well this works out. Let's get this, and we'll throw some more coal in there and see what happens. This is definitely really cool. My future plan would be to have a system that basically automatically makes me Elementum, because Elementum is very quickly becoming my favourite thing to smelt things up with. So let's get more of this in there. And that's going. Okay, that's just bonked it on the ground again. That's the sound that plays whenever stuff is going through. And that should now just go straight in there. Okay, that works. That is really nice. And that looks like that has used up the last of the potentia, so this thing is no longer working. Okay, it basically needs one more potentia by the looks. Uh-oh. What's going on? Let's get the resonator out. Okay, nothing in there. There's nothing left. It's all been used. Yep. We're going to need a little bit more potentia. So let's get this jar actually. Monk. I love that sound. Let's get that back here. And we should probably burn up some coal to get a decent amount of potentia back, I think is a good idea. No, but don't put that there. We've learned our lesson the hard way. Okay, all of these are closed. Is there anything that I have that has a lot of potential? Well, actually, no, I've got that right there, actually. I don't need to make potentia. I'm literally drowning in the stuff. I was wondering if you could do this. You can walk between these two pipes if they're not connected. Cool. I was wondering. Let's get this guy. Man, I'm just having a lot of fun with this. I'm just envisioning having sort of this nice little cell that supplies potentia, ignis, and peditio to this thing. I'm not sure how we're going to get the peditio. It's just going to be like cobble and coal that would make all of this stuff, to be perfectly honest. So anyway, now I've supplied that. It's not going because there's none of that in there. So there we go. And that just uses that up, I see. Alright, well that's pretty cool. Well, I think that's enough to be getting on with for this episode, guys. I want to keep this one quite short because the last couple of episodes have actually been quite long. I'm trying to aim for 30 minutes, and I've been going over quite a bit in the last couple of ones, so a shorter one today is going to balance that out. But yeah, in the next episode, we're going to be coming back to this guy, and we are going to be attempting to automate it, which would be really fun. And that's going to essentially involve, I believe, just burning up some cobble and coal to get these three aspects. We'll obviously have some excess terror. We'll have to get I'm guessing we'll have to get a void jar for that, so that's going to be cool. Anyway, yeah, be sure to come back for the next one for that build. That's going to be pretty fun. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Thaumcraft 4.2 with Bertros. Kia kaha, and I'll see you in the next video.